exerts and puts forth, because Yahushua exerted that power to heal her. Looking in the lexicon, pretty much the same thing. It says powerfully, contextually, evidently, through the power which I exerted upon their souls by performing miracles. It's in Romans. It says exercises its power upon the soul through the law, through the abuse of the law, i.e. the abuse of the law. That goes in Corinthians. It's just precepts.
Well, that's the point. Yeah. You know, we'll leave it at that. That's the point. Is that the end on the scripture?
There's more. Verse 46. And Yahushua said, somebody had touched me, for I perceive that virtue is gone out of me. And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling, and falling down before him, she declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately. And he said unto her, Daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee whole, go in peace. While he yet spake, there came one from the ruler of the synagogue.
So he wanted to find out her motive, you know, and her motive was sincere. You know, Yeah.
She came, what did it say, trembling?
She came trembling. And the woman, this kind of represents Yahushua, man. I mean, the
nation of Israel.
The nation is the elect. We came trembling, just like when Ezra saw the vision. He saw the woman trembling because she lost her son, and he was like, woman, what's wrong with you, man? You know, he's getting on her, but he didn't know that she was actually representing the city. And then when it hit him, then he was all fucked up like she was fucked up. You know, it's you know, it's kind of funny, you know.
Phil?
Yeah, she was.
Looks like she peed on herself too.
Verse 49. While he yet spake, there cometh one from the ruler of the synagogue's house, saying to him, Thy daughter is dead. Trouble not the master. But when Yahushua heard it, he answered him, saying, Fear not, believe only, and she shall be made whole. And when he came into the house, he suffered no man to go in, save Peter and James and John, and the father and the mother of the maiden. The maiden. We should look that word up.
Yeah. So that's the same little girl?
No. This is a synagogue. Oh. The ruler of the synagogue's house, daughter.
That's not the same.
Oh no.
That's not the same girl, the 12-year-old.
No. Oh yeah. Slight. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So now it says maiden, and now it's saying that she's 12 years. So let's look what maiden means. And it's probably going to say able to have kids, fruitful. You know, able to bear children. You see, so this is actually, you know, helpful, man. When you start getting into the whole virgin birth thing, you know, having to pull out Isaiah 7 and was it 14? 7 and 15?
14.
14? It's a lot. Isaiah 7 and 14. You go into Matthew, you know, the first chapter. You got it?
Yeah. The Greek word is it's Greek 38:16, and it's pais, and it means a child, boy or girl, infants, children, servant, slave, an attendant, servant. Specifically a king's attendant minister.
That's for maiden?
You sure?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I'm double checking the book.
There's another one too.
Well, you want the one for what scripture is that?
That's the scripture. 38:17.
Luke 8 and 51.
8 and 51. So like it, brothers, I know, you know, it's kind of cold, hands are cold, it's kind of slow.
good.
Maiden from Luke 8:51.
That's Spanish.
I got the Hebrew too.
In the lexicon, it says, denote a child alike as respects descendant and age, reference to the latter being more prominent in the former world. That's
I got the Hebrew. Bring it out real quick. The Hebrew is I believe it's Shipakah, and it says it's Hebrew 8198, and it says maid servant, slave girl, maid servant as belonging to a mistress, of address, speaker, humility. It says figurative. Yeah, that's pretty much the point.
16, yeah. Pais. Child, specifically a slave or servant.
Hey, down in the bottom of the lexicon, it says descent in, but the period covers is not sharply defined, and in classic usage, as in modern, youthful designations cleave to the female sex longer than to the male. Youthful designations cleave to the female sex longer than to the male.
Being more prominent in the former word to descend in and in classic usage, as in modern youthful designations to female sex longer than So it's just saying she's young, and that's one of the definitions. Right, that's one of the definitions for a maid. Is a young. Could be a maid. Can either mean young, a virgin, servant, or even just one able to bear fruit.
It said a youthful designation. It was applied more for the female sex than for the male. So meaning she was young. You know, she wasn't you know.
Well, what's the difference between a male and a female? The female can have kids.
Yeah.
So it's used more for in the female sense. Okay.
Verse 52. And all wept and bewailed her, but he said, weep not, she is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn, knowing that she was dead. And he put them all out, and took her by the hand, and called, saying, Maid, arise. And her spirit came again, and she arose straightway, and he commanded to give her meat. And her parents were astonished, but he charged them that they should tell no man what was done. So they didn't even, you know, he told the people, you know, her parents that she was asleep. They, you know, they laughed and they're like, damn, yeah, right, she's dead, man. You know, but you know, through the Spirit of the Most High, he put the spirit back in that girl's body, and that goes along with, we was talking about this the other week. Because Esau does embalmings, takes out your organs.
Yeah.
So, say for instance, you know, Yahushua went to go see the body or whatnot. So say, what if in this society, they within that, however long it took for Yahushua to get there, they already started performing an autopsy and shit, taking out the organs. You know, why would the Most High want to put put a spirit back in a body that ain't got no organs in it, man? No essential parts. Which, I mean, the most I could do that, and some organs can formulate out of thin air, but, you know, but that's the difference between, you know, in the kingdom, or even in the ancient world, man. Right, our people, they weren't with taking organs out and embalming bodies and shit like that, man. That's a custom of the Egyptians.
Of the Egyptians, right?
Yeah.
So America is modeled after the Egyptians. And I can't remember which brother it was, but he was bringing up the reason why these Masons believe in 33 degrees is because there was 33 pharaohs, 33 kings in Egypt.
Yeah, I was reading that. Wow.
Yeah, so they, you know, this is New Egypt. That's why it says Egypt. That's why they call this place Egypt, because everything that is done in this American society is based off what they were doing in Egypt, man. Embalming the bodies, you know, trying to, they pay homage and honor to, you know, the 33 pharaohs, which one of those pharaohs was Joseph, man. You know what I mean? We ruled in their stead for a few times, man. Well, you know, that one time in particular. You had something you want to bring up? You had a preset on deck?
No. I had some more precepts on that the Mark of the Beast, though.
Yeah, let's get back to that.
Let me read some more of the article, if you don't mind.
Where did we leave off on? The one in Bellevue or the one in?
The Bellevue.
Okay, come
on. Oh no, we left off on the
Texas,
yeah.
Right. Right, and I think in the same article, because I think it's the same article that I was looking at last night. It's going to go on to say that this practice is going to kick up in other cities and other states soon. That's just like a testing ground for them right now. They're just testing it out over there, just like with the Sandy Hook or the Newtown shooting. That was a testing ground, because now they're saying that the parents out there of the victims, of the so-called victims, which there are no fucking victims.
That's right.
Okay, but they're saying that that those parents want to make it so that you got a gun, you got to have a chip, pretty much, man.
Sure.
You got to get with the RFID technology so they know what you're doing. You know, if you're gonna go buy ammo, you know, they want to know all. Why do they need to know all this shit, man? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's gonna keep. That's what helps you sleep at night, is knowing what Tom Tucker and fucking Peter Griffin are doing across the street. That's gonna put you at ease.
It says, going back to the article, it says, here's an ominous phrase you may not have heard, but it will play a significant role in your life: human inventory control. This refers to the comprehensive system of tracking people's movements, purchases, associations, communications, and healthcare decisions, and the collection of its information in vast official databases. One of the key elements of this surveillance architecture is a piece of technology called the radio frequency identification chip. And here's a little quote. It says, the practice of tagging school children with RFID chips is becoming widespread, and resistance is beginning to coalesce as well. Last year, the Northside Independent School District in San Antonio instructed a program, introduced a program in which students at two of its students, it says a program in which students at two of its students were required to carry ID badges with embroidered RFID chips in order to track their movements. High school students Andrea Hernandez, citing civil liberties concerns and religious obligations, talking about the scriptures, referred to refused to wear the RFID badge and was suspended from school as punishment.
Right. And you see, an asshole will say, well, it's not in you. It's not physically in you. Right? but you still can't buy, sell, or trade without it, man. Why do you even need that shit, man? You shouldn't even have to need that, right? But and here's another little aspect. You get these Jewish rats, right? And everyone bows down to them for their kosher, their so-called kosher lifestyle. But the second you go to a restaurant or you get into a court case and you use the Bible as your defense, it's like, nah, I don't work for you. You're not a Jewish. You're not a Jewish. You're like, man, fuck that. Of course I'm not a Jewish. You know?
Not knowing that we are the Jews.
Right. Not knowing that we're actually the Israelites of the Bible, man. So these guys are some hypocrites, man.
Hypocrites, yeah.
It says a U.S. District Judge Orlando Garcia upheld the school's actions, claiming that, quote, the First Amendment does not protect her concerns.
The First Amendment does not protect her concerns, man. So what the fuck does it protect, man? They're saying, no, that precept's not strong enough. You better come with something stronger. That's what they're saying. That's what the government is saying. You got to come with something stronger.
Pretty much they just said they don't believe in the Bible.
Right. Exactly. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, and this is going to get worse, man. You got another Disney World, Disneyland, whatever. Same shit. Now they're offering their annual passes. They have RFID technology embedded in them. So you want to have your parking pass, your yearly pass, so you want to go there, you know, every day or twice, 3 times a week or whatever the fuck it is. And then you got your fast pass, and you get up to the line, or you get into the quick line, where they let, I don't even know how that shit works, where they let, like, you got a fast line, a regular line, and a handicap line, and they all funnel you in, and all right, 3 from there, 2 from there, 1 from there, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1 all the time. How does that work, you know? So these devils, man. These devils out here just pushing the wicked vibrations, and it's gonna get worse. And you're gonna see it in more and more things, not just with schools, but it's gonna go into your so-called gun control. It's gonna go into your so-called resorts. It's gonna go, and then it's gonna come right into your own everyday lifestyle. EBT clubs. What the fuck is wrong with that bitch? She got like shorts on and high socks, man. Like, it's cold, man. It ain't the time for this shit. That's how you know these white people are cavemen, man. Just because the sun's out for a brief moment in time doesn't mean it's gonna be a fucking sunny day, man.
Or hot, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's gonna be hot. When you start, when was it? Last week. Remember, we're leaving. There was 2 bitches over here in some dresses, barefoot.
Yeah.
Barefoot, man. At night, and it was colder last week than it is this week. These Edomites or something else, man. They're gonna take the chip like it's nobody's business, man. And then they're probably, now that like we were talking about earlier, you had Jay-Z and Beyonce's dumbass get their accounts hacked, so-called hacked. So now they're gonna get the RFID chip, probably, right? Here's a scenario. Let's run through a possible scenario. They get an RFID chip, so they whenever they want to log on, they got this device. They just scan their shit and they're logged in, right? And then they probably get the Google glasses, the Google Glass,
the Google shoes,
and the Google shoe, Google Glass, Google chip. Everything will be Googled the fuck out.
Googled out.
And you're gonna be like, damn, that's how you're supposed to be living right there. Hands off, everything, just, you know, that's the boss shit. You know?
Google's the new Gucci, man.
Yeah,
or the new Coogee. You know?
Then they'll start making songs about it and shit.
Yeah.
Tell them to make songs about it and shit, pushing the vibration.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say though,
that nigga Marcel is gonna be known as the Google Goon from now on.
This shit's beautiful though, cause all Esau's doing is fulfilling prophecy, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Fulfilling prophecy, man. Like the brother said, that's beautiful. These people don't see it though. They just think this is what's supposed to happen in the 21st century.
Yeah, it's a futuristic world now.
We're getting closer and closer to cars flying like we see in the movies and stuff. The Jetsons. You know?
And yeah, another I can't think of the word, but another thing that you know that these people gonna take the chip is because they're pushing lies saying that you're gonna be able to download information to your brain and shit, and you'll be like super smart and shit like that. These people gonna eat that up, man.
How's that gonna work, man? Just because you know some information doesn't mean that you're gonna be able to, you know, do it every time. Yeah, retain it. The ability to retain something and the ability to download are two totally different things, man.
Right.
Just because I download some program doesn't mean that it's going to be stored in my computer if I run out of space.
Right.
There's only so much capacity, man. There's only so much you can even handle as a person. It's like if you're in a big serious situation or something that's just grievous to your mind, you sooner or later you just gotta be like, hey, look, I gotta put this down, and just I gotta collect myself. I gotta digest everything that's going on. You know, just like in court, they'll deliberate and then they come back for their verdict, man.
Recess, yeah.
Yeah, they'll recess sometimes. Yeah, they recess too. Just like in school, you had a recess, man. Go ahead. Like a weird ass lesbian want to be a man and shit. You look like a fucking dude anyway.
Look like a thing.
Probably got a 6-inch clit, man.
It says the program in San Antonio was a pilot program. It was a pilot program that would expand to more than 100 schools and nearly 1,000. I mean, it's like 100,000 students. And this is just one of the many programs of its kind across the country that are intended to accustom young students to begin tagged and tracked, to be tagged and tracked like products or like livestock. All right.
See, it's one of many programs, man. This is just a segue into what they ultimately want, man.
Trojan horse.
Right, which is what Aaron Russo said. The ultimate goal is to get everyone chipped, man. They don't give a fuck about you.
And they said, notice they starting with the students, with the children, man.
The young.
Well, Esau's educational system, man. Because that's what Esau believes. That education is what's going to keep this kingdom going. All right, we're at a hard time in our economy, so we gotta produce more educated people. But yeah, but the educated people is filled with a whole bunch of BS, man.
Right. Well, education. The word education comes from the Latin educare, which means to draw out. So they're not trying to really draw anything out of people. They're trying to stuff them full of shit. Trying to put RFID chips in them. Trying to get their minds one track to what they want them to believe. It's that whole cause and effect thing. Yep. We're going to create a scenario and we're going to give you the solution. And you're going to accept it. Or you're going to die.
Yep.
It says, what are the implications of RFID tracking? Both politically and morally. Here to discuss these questions with us is Mark Lanier of the Stop Real ID Coalition and the Constitutional Alliance. All right. So, you know, you got people that claim to be against these RFID chips and technology and whatnot, but these little coalitions and alliances that these people have isn't going to do anything because Esau's still going to make that chip mandatory. What these people don't realize is that they can come with coalitions and alliances to try and politically combat the government, but eventually Esau's going to be like, look, you take this chip, man, or we're just going to put you to death. Them people that form these alliances and stuff, they're not ready for that, man. They're not ready to have death presented to them on a cold dish via waterboarding or guillotine. They're not ready for that, man.
Even mutilation.
Yeah.
Mutilation is a big thing that people don't think about, man. Because it's all too easy. Just because the guillotine's there doesn't mean they have to use it on you, man. Just because they brought the guillotine in and they're just gonna say off with your head doesn't mean they need to use it on you. Just because your body might be in good health doesn't mean they want your fucking organs, man. You see, like Yahweh Shai, hey, they didn't just kill him. No, they tortured the fuck out of him, man. They tortured him. They whipped him. They pulled the blood out of him, man. They pulled blood out of him. They put a crown of thorns on his head. They mocked him. They tried to shame him. And through all that, he kept his integrity, man. He didn't curse the Most High once, man. And then at the end of it, what did he do? He still prayed for the 1/3. He said, "Bless them, Father, for they know not what they do." Man. He wasn't talking about the 2/3. Talking about his elect, man. He died for the sins of the elect, man. He didn't die for just anybody, for fucking anybody. He died for the sins of the elect, man. Because he knew they would be in this time, and there's going to be some things that you know, they're going to have to be raised up in wickedness, but the elect would turn away from all that. And remember and call their sins to remembrance and acknowledge them and be humble and contrite. These people with these chips, man, yeah, like the brother said, they're not ready for death, man. A lot of you people, you're not ready to die, man, for anything, behind anything you believe in. And it's not going to be an easy death, man, like, yeah, just give him one to the brain or just one to the heart or one to the back of the neck. It's not going to be that simple. Just take his head off. And a lot of you people are going to get mutilated, man. A lot of you people are going to get your fingernails plucked off. You're going to get like bamboo shoots shoved into under your nail cuticles. You're going to get your noses cut off. You're going to get your ears cut off. You're going to get your tongues cut out. You're going to be disemboweled. They're going to numb your body like they do in surgery. They're going to be holding you down, pulling your shit out. They're going to be cutting your limbs off. They're going to be doing some horrendous shit to people, man. It's not going to be a pretty sight, man.
I got some scriptures. I mean, that's pretty much that on that.
Article, right? It was a short article.
Hey, you got a precept, bro?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's Revelation 14:9. Y'all already brought this up?
No.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark on it in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb."
Yeah, all the people that receive that RFID chip, you're going to be tormented in the presence of the holy angels, because when the elect is beamed up, all right, when the elect is delivered, the 144,000, 1/3 is delivered, all right, when Lord willing, that be us, you know, looking from a chariot, you're going to see America on fire, man. And you're going to be able to see these people getting burnt up, man, in the presence of the angels, man. All right, because the elect is going to be delivered from all that, man. All right, there might be some brothers that might have to die, you know, that might have to die because refusing the chip or whatnot. But they're going to be the first ones to come back with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, with Yahushai and the angels and the rest of the elect on the chariots, man.